Sometimes your losses, they are true blessings from God. Sometimes the storm that you are experiencing right now is a way to prove the presence of God around you. The Lord bless you. Aduralere Oluwagbohunmi is my name. Perhaps you are watching me for the first time. I'm the author of some of the best selling books on Apostle Joseph Ayo Babalola, like Testimony of Grace, 200 Amazing Facts on Apostle Joseph Ayo Babalola, like Act of Power, 15 Secrets of Apostle Joseph Ayo Babalola, Power and Success in Ministry. My latest book, A Voice of Wisdom, 21 valuable lessons that you can learn from the life of Apostle Joseph Ayo Babalola. In the next 10 days or so, I will be sharing with you some of the parables told by Apostle Joseph Ayo Babalola. Jesus, in his ministerial days, told about 30 different parables. I know some people are watching. Can you remember any of the parable of Christ? Any of the parable told by Jesus? I know this one, you can never forget this one. The story or the parable of the prodigal son. Jesus told the parable of this prodigal son, the seed sower, the wicked servant. Jesus told about 30 parables in ministry. In researching the life of Apostle Joseph Ayo Babalola, I've also found out that Babalola told many parables. Some of us will like to listen to some of his miracles. Of course, I did a publication on 15 notable miracles in the hand of Joseph Ayo Babalola. Some of us love to read about his biography. I wrote a book on his biography. Some of us want to know about his prayer life. I did a story about that. Some of us want to know about his challenges and suffering, but only few knew about some of the parables that Babalola told. And I will encourage you to share this broadcast. I'm only going to spend 10 minutes on each episode. So today, we'll be looking at, please kindly share so that other people can join, share with your group and friend. So today, we'll be looking at one of the parables told by Apostle Joseph Ayo Babalola. In his message, he said, there was an old prophet in a particular time, and a young man was learning the acts of prophecy, was learning from him. You know, in those days, even in the Bible time, you have the old prophet and the young prophet. The young prophet will be following the old prophet to know the ways of the prophet. So this old prophet had a young man that was following him everywhere he went to. And one day they were in a journey, they were traveling together. And they were supposed to pass through a river. And the river is very close with one little tiny stick on it. You know, in Africa, if you are in Africa or if you have been to Africa, you understand what I'm saying. That some river, you only have a small plank or a small wood that you have to move over it to cross to the other side. So they are supposed to. Oh, thank you. Somebody is saying parable of 10 virgins. Please, I want you to type all the parable of Jesus you know on the comment section. So they wanted to pass through that small bridge to the other side. But the problem with the bridge is that it can only accommodate one person from one side. If two people meet on the bridge, one has to reverse and allow the other to pass. I believe you understand what I'm trying to say. So this old prophet and his student, the young man that was learning from him, met a man coming from the other side. And so the student was thinking that, should we reverse so that this man can pass, or should this man reverse so that we can pass? But unfortunately, when the old prophet met the stranger in the middle of the sea, he pulled him to the river, and the stranger died. And the boy that was learning from the old prophet looked at his master and said, how can you commit such an atrocity? What a wicked soul you are. So, but he couldn't challenge his boss. He couldn't challenge his master. But this guy became restless. He wanted to know, why would this man kill a stranger in the river? So when they got home in the night, he took courage. He went to his master. He said, can you tell me what happened in the middle of the river the other time? Why do you have to kill that stranger? Why don't let us reverse, or tell him to reverse, instead of killing him in the middle of the river? And the old prophet laughed and said, it's because you don't understand. He said, that man that I kill inside the river, that I pull inside the river, has been living a righteous man, righteous life all the days of his life. He has a very good record with God. He live a righteous life. He live a holy life. But God knows that if that man should cross that river and go to the next city that he was going, that was going to lose his faith, that was going to begin to live a wayward life, that was going to begin to commit sin. He said, and I know, he said, that is why I help him. That it's better for him to die in the middle of the river than for him to cross to the other side and begin to live his life against God. It was when this man told this young student that he relaxed, and he now said, sometimes what we consider as losses could actually be a blessing from God. Sometimes what you consider as pain could actually be a gain to God. What you consider as a storm of life could either be a way of proving that God is with you. I relate it with a story in the Bible. The Bible says in the book of Job chapter 1, Job was the richest guy in the whole of East. He thought the best life, he had the best life. And God said, Job, this is not the best I want to give you. I still have a better future ahead. But how can I give you this best life until you lose what you have? So when Satan came, and Satan was telling God that allow me to go and frustrate Job, allow me to go and deal with Job, allow me to go and cause him losses, God was just smiling, because Satan came to fulfill God's plan. The ultimate plan of God for Job is that, Job, I want to increase you. I want to double what you have. But you have to pass through a storm to get to that destination. So that's why God allowed everything that Job experienced. But in the mind of God, God knew, I'm only using Satan to bring Job into his destination. Look at the challenge you have. God is only using your enemy to bring you to your destination. Look at all the people that hate you. God is only using them to bring you to your destination. Look at all the pain and losses. I read a place in the book of Job this morning. It said the later end of Job, Job chapter 42, was better than his former. Whatever you are going through right now, God has a better future for you. I believe you learn one lesson or the other from that parable. When you don't understand, don't blame people. The young student, the son of the prophet, could have blamed his boss and said, this man is a wicked man. Many times when you don't understand the action of people around you, don't blame them. Don't be quick to judge. An act could appear as wickedness, but it's a way of going into a next level. I was reading the book of Jonah this morning, and when Jonah was in a boat with some people, they said there was a storm, mighty storm, and they lost all their valuables. Job was sleeping in the midst of all those challenges. And the pilots went to Joseph, why could you be sleeping in the midst of this storm? He said, arise, call upon your God. And Jonah said, the only way out is for you to throw me into the sea. You know, they thought, how can we kill you? How can we throw you into the sea? It appears a wicked act, but that is the only way out. Sometimes when you don't understand, don't be quick to judge people. Always ask God. Your pain, your losses, the storm you are going through now is a signature of God, that God is still with you. If God doesn't allow you, this is my last word, if God doesn't allow that storm to take away your life, believe me sincerely, your end will be better than the beginning. Your future is better than what you presently have now. Some losses are signature of God to prove to you that I can restore you, that you still have a better day ahead. Not all losses. Some losses are blessings in disguise. Some pains are blessings in disguise. And when God is ready to help you, death could even be one of those things he will use. Death of people that are close by. Someone you love so much could turn out to be enemy tomorrow, and God say, okay, let me take this one away. And you'll be the one that will cry most. But God is saying, I'm helping you. Every act of God you don't understand, always thank him over it. Job doesn't understand that God has a better plan to double all he had, but he has to pass through a storm. Your storm is a signature that God still has a better life for you. Your storm is a signature. I want you to type it, whether you are watching on Facebook or you are watching on my YouTube channel. Tell yourself, the storm I'm going through right now is a signature of God telling me that something ahead of me that the devil is jealous of. Something better ahead of me that the devil is jealous of. See you next time, probably tomorrow, as I take you through another parable. Listen to this broadcast again and you'll be blessed. The Lord bless you. I can see some of my friends online. The Lord bless you. Make sure you always share our broadcast online so that more people could join. I'll come your way tomorrow and tell you another parable of Apostle Joseph Ayo Babalola. If you can grow in wisdom, you will have peace and you will live your life. Everything is not prayer. Sometimes you need to listen to broadcasts like this and you are not quick to judge people, but you don't, because you don't know what is happening in the spirit realm. The young prophet looked at his master as a wicked man, but the master knew the mind of God. That act appears a wicked act. Killing someone inside the river appears a wicked act, but it's in tone with God. So when you don't understand, learn to keep your mouth shut. The other lesson, try to ask questions before you condemn people's action. Especially try to ask God. The Lord bless you.